Welcome to Spirit Medium Laura Mediumship and Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional, evidential, and ethical spirit communications. Spirit Medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is Spirit Medium Laura now.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little sleepy. Well, I'm a lot sleepy tonight, tell you the truth. I live in Florida, and today I had a client coming to me in person, and for some unknown reason, security just suddenly didn't let people go through the gate. So I had to go get her, bring her to my location in the 100-degree weather, and then at the end of her time, bring her back. And I'm just like, I guess that air really got to me. Something about the air and the heat around here with the humidity and all, it's quite sultry. So I could go for a little nippy nap right now. Does anybody have a bottle for me? I didn't have my afternoon nap. Anyway, welcome to the show. There is a website for the show. I didn't put it in the chat room. I usually do, but I'm just too tired. The website for the show is spiritmediumtv.com. And why you'd want to know that is because you can get a sale on a private session with me if you go there. It says at item 4, I think. Let me see where it says that. Yep, item 4 on spiritmediumtv.com tells you how to get the sale. I'll tell you now since I got you listening. Just go to booklaura.com if you want a private session with me. And when you book your reading in the event code field, place radio show, and I will give you a complimentary third more time for free. So if you ordered 30 minutes, you get a third more time, then 30 minutes, which is 10 minutes. Free. So you get 40 minutes for paying for 30. It's a pretty good sale. There's a couple of other things there, including seeing the show live. You can watch me at item 3 on spiritmediumtv.com. There's a live video feed of me there. As well, you can actually enter the webinar there. It'll say click here if you want to enter the webinar, and you will get a priority in the queue if you do that. But your priority will be a little bit behind a donation. We don't have any this evening that I'm aware of, but there is item 2 on spiritmediumtv.com has the 8 no wait to jump the gate. If you have an urgent matter that really just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. I usually have an abundance of callers on holiday weekends or that kind of a thing. I do have a lot of callers so far. I'm not sure what will happen with that. But in any event, if you really need to be spoken with, you can enter the webinar or you can jump the gate with the 8 no wait. If you want a reading, call 347-945-5849. That's if you want to get in the reading queue, call 347-945-5849, or you can enter the webinar, which is explained at item 3. And also, if you want to join our mailing list, it's just there's a sidebar on Spirit Medium TV, and it says join mailing list here. It's on the left right now. It used to be on the right. And that will give you access to free readings and also free numerology report and a couple of other things, other kinds of gifts. So if you're interested in that, go right ahead and do that. Join our mailing list. You can keep in touch with us that way. Okay, so that's about all I have to say about that. Let me just see something here. I don't hear anybody in the webinar. Okay. All right. So today's focus subject, I'm a little too stunad. They say in Italian out of it. I'm Italian American. I'm a little too stunad to really focus properly, but I wanted to talk about polarity because Spirit wanted to talk about it. They wrote or channeled through me 2 articles, which are in the sidebar on spiritmediumtv.com. You'll see them. And if you're listening to this at a future date and time, you can search for the word polarity, P-O-L-A-R-I-T-Y. And there actually is a law, a spiritual law of polarity. Go figure. And the first article, part 1, starts to talk about the fact that Earth is highly polarized. It's a place of negative and positive. I don't mean when I say negative bad, I mean that there's a charge to things. So some things are negative energy in terms of polarization or positive, opposite ends of the energetic spectrum. And when we have polarity, we can have physical world. We have a physical dimension. There's something built into polarity that makes it seem like you're separate from something else. Uh, so therefore, like for example, you see something opposite you, it has different polarity. You are not it, and it is not you. And that's what polarity means. It means that you're separated. And you end karma when you take on the opposite polarity than what you are. So if you're female energy, you might be considered a positive polarity, and a male energy could be considered a negative energy. No laughing out there. Okay, so negative and positive. And the second article in the series is part 1 and part 2. The second one talks about that, of how to attain love by virtue of understanding polarity better. Interesting little slant on it, wouldn't you agree? And what it says basically is that when you can become the opposite polarity, so if you're female energy and you're receptive, become the male energy, which is proactive, the one that comes after or makes things happen. Female is receptive and receives what's going on. But if you do the opposite, if you become the one that makes things happen, they call it setting the table. And they mean that metaphorically, creating the environment for love. Okay, you will attract love. And that just is another way, a fancy way of saying if we want to get something, we have to give it. We have to become the opposite of what we want. We want a man with money in our life, we have to become money. If we want, well, love is love, but if we want the right kind, if we want certain aspects of a lover in our life, we have to become those things. Okay, so I found in my own life when I was very, very successful financially, I attracted a man with money. Or when I didn't have that, I wasn't attracting the same way. So if you believe in that, if you believe that like attracts like, which can be argued, but if you do, then you might want to put that into effect. In other words, whatever it is you're trying to attract, that you become that first and see what happens, because according to the law of polarity, you will attract likeness. You will attract that same thing. Okay, so we're going to do a little channel message for everybody. I'm starting to feel a little bit more awake, which is good. To be honest with you, I tell you, if I had a crib with a bati, I'd be sleeping with my blankie. I mean, right now. Okay, everybody listening, if you would please sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area, allowing yourself to get very relaxed. Breathing in deeply and exhaling, allowing yourself to feel daydreamy, comfortable, connected, thinking of the things you need today. If you're wanting an other side connection, calling in your loved ones from the other side specifically. If you have a life question, thinking about what that is and asking that spirit help you. If you're wanting a healing as well, you can think of that. Because we do healing here, we answer a myriad of questions, even mentoring on psychic development. And if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, I mentor in that area. So I do mentoring and also medical. I do medical intuition. So any of those areas that you might need, start to focus. Focus. While you're doing that, I'm going to go off and do the prayer. I'll be right back. And now on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into your space your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, good. So give me a moment to make a connection with an entity for a channeled message. We are here. We have come in this evening to talk to you about love. It is always our most favorite subject. For love is the magic elixir of all things. It is the thing. It is the most important thing for everyone on earth and everyone everywhere. Many on earth do not understand what we mean when we say love. We do not mean that each individual would run around loving another individual. We mean that on a very unemotional level, one would understand that we are all connected and that every single being, every single object, every single nodule, every single ionic particle, every single thing has within it the connection to everything else. And so any action that you make is thoroughly, totally, and dutifully connected by virtue of the love formula, the love principle, to everything else. No one's fate is separate from yours. It does not mean then that you need to have a personal romantic relationship with another to have empathy, to have consideration, to care what others feel and think. For their feeling, their thinking is yours, and vice versa. We want to remind you of your deep impact on the whole, for each and everything you do is affecting the whole. Each and every individual that is listening to this needs to understand that when you let go of personal responsibility, when you unhinge yourself from from credibility and accountability, you have released into the general whole something that might be considered unsavory or toxic, if you will. So therefore, it is extremely important for you to manage yourself, manage your own placement in the total whole as a participant, a co-creator. For if you do not, you will find that what you are sending out, you will get back again. That is the way of the whole on the principle of love makes up for deficiencies. It sends back to the originator the same thing. So if you are without something, it is because you are sending out something that is not savory. You need to always awaken your inner awareness. You need to always operate from the place of highest accountability and authenticity of self, of being, of everything. You must always understand that what you do is not separate, that everything has a purpose, everything has a meaning. Everything has a consequence. You must live consciously. The more that you live consciously, the more you live in the awareness of your effect on the whole as much as your effect on yourself. You will understand the principle of relating to everything else. This we call accountability, and we would like to present it to you this evening. For the more accountable you are to yourself and to others, the more that you will receive from the universe. Namaste. Oh, okay, that was interesting. Whoa, went off on its own in its own path. All right, let's see if we have any other side connections. I don't want to do any this evening. I'm kind of burnt out, but let's see what we got here. Be honest with you, we do have another side. Oh, naughty, naughty, Terry and Evelyn. Ah, we got a lot of people that called in. Not a problem. Let's go to Terry. Terry! Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good.
I have an interesting question for you.
Oh, okay.
I have a cousin. He has since passed over. He passed away a couple of years ago. But he was left for dead in a park. And after that, he became pretty much a vegetable. He couldn't walk on his own. He was in a wheelchair, couldn't feed himself, had to be fed. And it almost was like when you look into his eyes, like nothing was there. He was able to, like, if I would ask him, do you know who I am? He knew who I was. And at times he could recall what had happened to him. What, because he would cry and recall the pain.
Oh.
But I always wondered, was that a walk-in? Was he in and out? Because it didn't look like, if I were to stand in front of you and talk to you and look into your eyes, it was like they were blank. They became blank.
But I have a question for you. I mean, how did you know? How could he answer you if the eyes looked blank? What was he doing to answer? I mean, in other words, if he's acting blank and he's, out of it, how did he answer you?
He would he would never make eye contact after that, but he would like just say, "Oh yeah, well you're my cousin. I know who you are," and
I get it. I
he
understand.
would remember me.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. In other words, he's lying there. His eyes, if you put your hands in front of him, his eyes don't blink or anything. But yet they're asking, do you know who this is? Do you know this is Mary or this is Terry or whatever it is? And he would say, yeah, or he would somehow give an indication he understands, but not showing you his eyes or not indicating with his eyes. Okay. Well, first thing is I want to say that before I open the line, I felt there was a mail to you in spirit, so we're on a good track here. And he has transitioned, correct, love, since then? I believe so, right?
Yes.
All right, all right. Hold on, let me just see if I can make a connection with him and see what's going on with that. Well, okay, just walking. No, I don't believe he was walking. But what I'm going to try to do, love, is make a connection with him in spirit world through evidence, okay? And then we'll see what he says, if he says anything. Okay, there's like a name, an N name, like Nemeth or Namath or an NA kind of thing floating around. I just want to say that I keep getting. I don't know if it has anything to do with his name or anybody else's name. You don't need to answer that right now.
Cutting out.
I didn't say anything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I will be silent for a moment or two as I'm trying to make a connection. Okay. So bear with me, love. Okay, so let's see what we get. Okay, so I do see dark hair, almost black. Would you understand that, please, Terry? For him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Really, really shiny, very shiny, so shiny that when it hit the light, it would look almost like there's light streaks going through it, but it's a shiny, shiny black hair, dark hair. He shows me his nose is on the slender size. It's a little longer, but not too long for his face, if you will. It looks like he has olive complexion. He's also very smart before this happens to him. It looks like he has an oval type face. It also doesn't look that old. Perhaps, I mean, I can't really tell his age. All I know is the hair's not gone white yet. Would you understand any of that, please?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. He also says that he's a very kind and loving person. He is, when he's on Earth, he's family oriented, and it looks to. I bet there's a few things he's saying right now. Hold on, Terry. There's something about a twin energy to him. It could mean literally as a twin, or that he was married to his twin flame, or I don't know what that means. I can't interpret it. But I do also get a feeling that he would have had a child before he left Earth. In other words, he's fathered a child. And would you understand he had a child?
Yes.
Okay, a young boy, a young boy is what I'm seeing. Okay, and his boy loved him very, very, very much. He also says about the incident, wrong place, wrong time, in terms of the way it looks from Earth perspective. In other words, he's in he's in an area where he shouldn't have been, just because of what happened. But it wasn't like anybody was after him. He just happened to be in the line of fire, in the line of something very very dangerous when this happens. I don't remember what you just said about how he was found, so I'm just letting you know I hear it. Wrong place, wrong time, bad luck, so to speak, or just an unhappy coincidence for him. Would you understand that, please?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, you said something about being in a park or something, and I'm getting it. He's giving me wrong place, wrong time. Not that he was involved with any gang wars or that he should have been. He wasn't a participant other than he got hurt, and it did hurt him. So it's wrong place, wrong time. That's what he means by that. Let's see if there's anything else. Hold on. There's a few things he's showing me. You would also know probably, it looks to me like there might have been some teeth knocked out of his mouth during that. Would you remember that, please? Would you know?
I don't remember that, unfortunately.
That's fine. Let it go, love. He was in the hospital for a while before he was let out to a different kind of care facility, more for palliative care or for transition. But they did try to give him hospital treatment for a while, and then he was left to just fade away, if you will. Would you understand that, please?
Yes.
All right. He gives you his love and the family his love. He says, no, he's not a walk-in or a walk-out. He says there was part of him available to hear what people were saying, but not all of him. There was a severe amount of brain damage that took away the parts of him that would have been able to respond in that way. He says he could sense who was around him, or he just had a way to know. I'm going to see what he wants to say about that, because I think that what you're trying to understand is how could he know if he didn't, if his senses are not there. So I'm trying to get that right. How did you know that it was her? I just felt I could have a sense of who was there, and I knew your voice. I knew who you were. I just didn't have the ability to let you know that I was getting that information. Like I couldn't show you from a response other than maybe a faint head nod or something like that. So I was there. Yes, I was still part of me was still there, still available to breathe, still available to see, still available to know, still available to sense using the senses I have as a human being, or had as a human being, with the five senses. He says they weren't all shot or gone. He says, but then they started to diminish. Okay, they started to diminish more, and that's when I faded away. There was a part of me that was still alive and available. That is because my soul was not yet ready to go. I wasn't ready to go yet, and I needed a time to heal before I actually went to spirit world. My little boy was the worst broken up about this. Please give my family their love, Terry. I love you all very, very much. Give my mother my love too. She always wants to hear from me. So that, yeah, so say hello to her also, Terry, and I want you to know that there was just a part of him left, and it was sort of because he was allowed to remain rather than just die quickly like that. Okay, sweetheart, I'm so sorry for your loss. It sounds like a traumatic event for the whole family, love. Yeah, thank you, honey. God bless.
Yeah, but we have good memories. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Evelyn, who's wanting another side connection. We'll see what we get for her, and then we'll go to the other phone lines. Hello, Evelyn. How are you? Hi, honey. Do I know you? Have I spoken to you before?
Yes, I had a policy.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming back to the show, sweetheart. So nice to hear from you. Let's see who we get, love, for you. This is Evelyn. She's wanting an other side connection, please, Spirit. Who would be there for her? Mother, more of a mother figure for you right now, love. And there also is a father figure for you in spirit world, but I feel it's more of a mother figure that wants to step forward. But right now, I have to say, it's all very faint. The feelings I have are very, very faint. And what I'm getting is a feeling like you have somebody that you really, really want to speak with. And I'm trying on my end to see if that person, that soul, will make his or her presence known. Let's see. Come on, come on. I'm like, come on, come on. Evelyn, 559, mother. The mother seems to be, your mother figure seems to be speaking more than the father figure at this moment. And I'm not going to ask you who's in spirit now, Evelyn. What I'm going to do is go through a process of discovery through evidence, and then we'll see if you would understand who this is. Okay. So I saw a few things. I'm just trying to get the words for it. One is it's all the same person, I believe. It's just I see her at different parts of her life. I see her when she's younger. I see her when she's a little older, and I see that in the older picture or vision I have of her, her hair is on the shorter side. It looks like it's neatly coiffed. It's layered, and it's like right below her ears, but it goes layered all over her head. It looks like she's dyeing it, or that her natural hair color is in a like an ore burnish to lighter brown, it's got a lot of golden red highlights to it, but it's a brown color, but with a lot of golden red undertones to it. She's likes to dress up nicely. She does look like she's carrying extra weight on her in this particular vision I have of her. She likes to take care of herself. That's what the lipstick means, okay? She's very feminine and dainty. However, she is carrying some extra weight there in the hip area and other parts of her body. I'm not getting much else about her except that she shifted herself to a younger picture, which is thinner. And there's something here in this image. I'm not sure how to interpret it or what to say about it. Hair looks pretty much the same. Fair complexion. Okay, very pretty. Straight nose, high cheekbones, and quite gorgeous. As you know, but as she gets older, she does gain weight. Now, from what I'm saying, which is pretty broad, would you have an idea of who this is, please?
I can't think of anyone that matches my description.
All right. So go ahead.
My grandmother, but then
You don't know yet. Okay. I'm going to just give it a little bit more effort, love, and then we'll see where this goes, because she hasn't given me much information other than carrying extra weight in her hips. Were either of your grandmas a little bit hefty or heavier, please?
I only have one that passed away. She was medium built. She wasn't heavy.
Okay.
One there.
Now, okay, and well, you only had one that passed away. Meaning, your other grandma still alive, love? Or you just don't know her?
The other one.
All right.
Still
okay. Well, this particular woman that I'm seeing, she looks like she's got extra weight, but it's in her hips mostly. So I want to say that. I also want to say that she does show me she has breathing difficulties towards the end of her life. It would be lung-related or chest-related issues. And the other thing was the auburnish brown hair. That's distinctive. The grandma that you know has transitioned. Did she have that kind of hair, please?
No, I know my great-grandma was very fair, but not my.
Oh, well, maybe we got a great-grandma, and then you wouldn't know much about her, I'm assuming. So we probably have her here, honey, okay? So I don't know why we would have her here. Okay, now I get something more. Hold on. Now, there is this particular woman with the fair hair who carries a little extra weight in the hip area and also has a lung problem. Okay, she shows me that down the family line, she's showing me a male under her, as if it would be a father to you or a grandpa to you that she would be related to. Have you lost anyone in that category, please?
Grandfather.
You've recently lost him, honey?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's what she's showing. Now, all right. So she's showing a male under her. So then she would have been on that side of the family. She would have been his mother?
And that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be because she was very fair.
All right, let's go forward with that. I do feel now I just want you to know and everyone to know that quite often we have the antecedents, we have the parents or grandparents of somebody that we're trying to get to talk to, or transition more recently. The older people come in first. They kind of open the portal. So now I do see a man before me, which would probably be your grandpa. But I have a very strong feeling and inclination that he would have had a problem with his heart. Would you know that, please?
Yeah.
All right. He also, his hair's all disheveled right now. It looks like he's white, some of it's thinned out. It's thinner on the top to almost not there. He's got high cheekbones, a little puffiness around the eyes, but he is missing hair on the top of his head. Would you remember that about Grandpa, please?
Yeah.
All right. And another thing that's distinctive is the hair around his ears is a little longer, as if he let it grow a little bit. Would you remember that, please? All right, wonderful. He's calm exterior. He says when he's on Earth, he laughs a little bit. He's a calm exterior kind of guy. He doesn't really show people any kind of. He never shows that he's ruffled. Like he always tries to, or he always shows a calmness to him. He says underneath the calm exterior, though. Are you really sure, sir? You want me to say this? Hold on. There's an issue with him. There's an issue, Evelyn. Underneath the surface of, he's showing me an issue emotionally. I want to make sure before I say it. Okay, so just bear with me for a moment. Okay, so let me just say this to you. Would you agree that the grandfather that you're thinking of, that he would have seemed nonplussed, calm exterior, always seemed to be sort of you know, an iron kind of type, iron kind of rock kind of personality. Doesn't seem to get upset a lot.
He was very calm and funny. Yeah.
He was very what, love?
He was a very calm, mellow man.
All right.
Funny.
All right. Well, he either has a great sense of humor, or there's something else going on here when I said he might have issues. Because then he says, it was really messed up underneath the surface. So I'm going to see what that means, love. Okay? See what he's talking about. What do you mean, sir? I didn't let people know how upset I was about certain things. I did feel, however, it was important to always have a certain image while I'm on Earth. I didn't want to upset people. He says, you included, Evelyn, and all the family. He says it's important. He thought it was important for him to appear calm, cool, and collected. But underneath it, okay, so he's clarifying that. Underneath it, he did have issues. He did have trials and tribulations like everybody else. He wants you to know this for a reason, Evelyn. There's a message here. Because sometimes it seems that people don't have any problems. People are, you know, unemotional. He says, however, many people have a lot of problems and they just don't show it to you. He says, to you, he's going in a direction here, something to do with you. It's like a personal. So he says, don't get upset when other people seem to have no problems. He says, everybody has problems. And there's somebody right now that's living in your world or in your life, that's giving you a lot of issues. Personally, it makes you feel that that person doesn't have any problems, or that person never gets upset. But you always think to yourself, wow, how could that be? How could that be somebody doesn't have any problems? And it affects you. This is what he's saying. Would you understand any of that, please?
I'm aware that people have problems, but I can't think of that person. But I'm sure if I really had to think about it, I could figure out who
Okay.
It's
Okay. Oh, well, actually, he is giving me more information. Your mom is still alive, love?
Yeah.
Okay. She gives you trouble sometimes.
It's her son, my dad.
What was that?
Ended up very stubborn.
She's stubborn?
It's actually his son.
His.
My dad is very stubborn.
Oh. Interesting.
Ah.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, now there's also something with your mother, because maybe your mother stands up for him and doesn't side with you or something, because he brought that out also. You see what I'm saying? You agreed? I couldn't hear you, honey, because you were breaking up. Just clarify that for a moment.
Yes. No, she does. She does side with me a lot.
Okay. She fights with you a lot also. Okay. But so
No, she sides with. She agrees with me. When my dad agrees with me, my mom agrees.
Okay, all right. So it's your okay. So then Grandpa is talking about his son and you know how difficult he is, and then he used your mother to help mirror that to you. Okay, we got it. All right, good. Thank you, Grandpa, for that. He says, but always understand that underneath that exterior is something else going on, and you know, even with your father. So, so he's saying all this for that reason. Okay, he's coming in for a healing purpose, not just to say, "Hi, I'm here," but also to give you a little bit of insight to people around you, and don't let people like that bother you, particularly my son. And there was one other thing he showed me. I'm just going to double check before I go. I really past evidence the part of the reading. I give evidence more in the beginning, but let me just see something, because he showed me something there, Grandpa. You want to show me that again, love? Well, he might have liked to drink a bit. I'm not saying it was exceptional, and or smoke, maybe when he was younger, but nothing exceptional. I'll just leave that alone. So well, that is a connection for you this evening, Evelyn. Hopefully it's given you a little bit of a morale boost, shall we say, about people on Earth, if you will. And I want to thank you so much, sweetheart, for calling in.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's a beautiful reading. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, honey. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye. Okay. And now, that was a slippery one, because I'm glad that Evelyn was easy to work with. Thank you, Evelyn. But when her great-grandma came in, it was like, huh? Why? but she remembered. Okay, I'm going to beautiful Kimberly, who's been waiting quite a long time. I'm trying to open your line, Kimberly. Okay, Kimberly, give me your question, darling, and we'll get going on you.
Okay. My question is about moving maybe to another city. I thought I was moving to another state, but circumstances came and I have to stay here. I'm in Tucker, Georgia. But I'm just wondering, do you see any movement to another home in the area?
All right, let's tune in on your energy, Kimberly. If I seem a little bit out of it today or whatever, just forgive me. Kimberly 25. Okay. Yeah, I'm really, really out of it today. It's good sometimes for readings, but then sometimes it could be bad. Hold on, Kimberly, moving, yes or no? Yeah, you can move if you want to. You have the fund.
Okay.
I hear you have the funding to move. I guess you're not sure if you do have the money, but I hear that you do. So that might mean you need to look into that, and you'll find out that you do. You will have the monies to do this, and there will be others to help you. I feel there would be somebody in the family that is mothering towards you, that would nurturing towards you, that would also try to help you. It feels like you're trying to get away from a situation that's very unloving towards you, shall we say, and that you would be able to find another home. It won't take that long either, and so everything is going to fall into place. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. I think I see it's all going to work out for you very, very nicely. You have stocked your bank. I mean this symbolically, with a lot of love coming to you from people that love you and want to help you, and they're going to be there for you. So just ask and ye shall receive. Okay, love?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, honey. Bye. All right, I'm going to Diane, who's at 402. Oops, I accidentally opened. Diane, I'll get right to you. I accidentally opened Lisa, but that's okay because you're right next to each other. Lisa, go ahead and give me your question, and don't give me any background, love, and we'll get you an answer.
Okay. Actually, it's more of maybe a mediumship thing. For my cat died, and she was 90, and I've been thinking a lot about her. She died on May 11th, and I just wondered how she's doing.
All right, let's see what we can do with that. And Diane, don't go away, honey. I'll come to you in a moment. Was your cat on the darker side, please? Black cat with white.
It's black.
With a white.
Black. Yeah,
there's a white.
gold.
Oh, was it gold? Okay, a lighter circle there. Yeah, she's all around you. She also seems to have a little bit of lightness around the paws, if you will. Very pretty animal. Loves you very, very much. Says thank you, mommy, for letting me go when you did. Hold on. I wasn't ready yet to go. And I wasn't. She says I wasn't ready yet to go when you let me go, but I adjusted to it. So that's kind of funny because she says, thank you for letting me go when you did. And then she says, I wasn't ready to go when you let me go, but I adjusted to it. But now she says, it's all right. I'm okay. And I feel just fine. She's going to give me one or two more details, sweetheart, about her body, how it felt. I feel there's something going on in the lung area, like almost as if she couldn't breathe, or something going on in that right? And that she's choking.
He had lung cancer the last 2 days. He couldn't breathe.
I actually can see on this animal that she had huge tumors in her lungs. So she was relieved of all of that suffering and happy to be now in spirit world. There are certain family members of yours that have adopted her up there for you. You need not worry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's almost like she's making the cat has a sense of humor. And everybody listening, when I do discernments with animals, they are so human. It is unbelievable. They know a lot more than you realize. She's making a joke. She's saying they're treating me like I'm their baby. They've got me. She means it as a joke. Like they got me in a baby carriage and they're wheeling me around. So don't you worry about your.
Is it my parents?
Yeah, I think your mom is there with her. Yeah, I see her. I can't go into all of that to connect with you with them all, but she was giving me the feeling of your mother or a mother figure to you that has her and that everything is fine and she's she's just as mischievous there as she was on Earth. She's getting into trouble here and there. She has a mouse toy to play with and a few other things, and she has a good life. So not to worry, Mommy, not to worry. I'm doing just fine. And she also shows me that she might have lost some teeth in her mouth. She might have lived to such an advanced age that she lost teeth. She says, for some reason, she shows me that. I don't. What is the significance? I'm asking the cat. Why are you showing me your teeth that are missing? Because it was hard for her to eat certain foods towards the end of her life. Well, she says they're feeding me good here. They're feeding me raw fish and other things. And I know this is nothing to validate for you, unless it does have a validation. I don't know. But they're feeding me raw fish, and I'm having a good life, and I'm not choking on my food anymore. So there might have been a problem with her eating. Perhaps she's developing this thing going on in her lungs where she might have been choking on her food, and or some treatment she was given might have made a tooth or three fall out of her mouth. You said she lived to a very long, old age, right, Lisa?
Yeah, she was 90,
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so she's trying to show me that, or saying, she's literally saying that she's not choking anymore when she eats food. Okay, because I think that might have been something that you noticed. Did you notice that, honey? That she was choking when she would eat food?
No, just at the end, she wasn't, it was hard for her. She had osteosarcoma actually above the eye, but it wasn't metastatic.
Oh.
And then I think the last 2 days. She was never sick, and then the last week of her life, she was in only 2 days. So that's why she wasn't ready to go. She just loved life so much. But does she miss me a real lot like I miss her?
Aw. Let's see what she has to say.
I miss her so much. But I loved her and knew that I needed to take care of her and let her go. She couldn't be in pain, but
yeah,
it's a beautiful life, so I don't feel bad about it, but I really miss her.
Well, she loves you very much, she says. I don't miss you as much as I used to anymore. She says, I'm getting used to it now. She says, Mommy, please let me go. She says, I'll be okay without you, and you'll be okay without me for now. She says, there will be another one that you can have eventually if that's what you want. She says, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that when you're ready. Okay, sweetheart?
I'm glad.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome,
I'm
love.
going to listen.
All right, thank you, honey, and I'm so sorry for your loss, honey. Bye-bye. You know, animals can sometimes hit us, well, even more tenderly than a human. My own sister she's like traumatized because her dog looks like she thought she was going to have to put it to sleep last week. The dog's come through it all right, so she's happy now. But sometimes animals in their dependence on us, that dependence, that like they love us unconditionally and they depend on us for their very survival, the food, the this, that. It hits something in us that is so tender that when we lose them, it's unlike any other loss. Okay, I'm going to go to Diane. Diane, hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call today, Laura.
Sure. I'm so sorry that I didn't get your number. Hit Lisa's, but maybe everything's happening for a reason. So please give me just the question, nothing else, please.
Okay. I was calling about my romantic relationship. It's going well, and I feel we've entered a new phase of that relationship, and I was just looking to see what you saw in that relationship energy.
Okay, just give me the initials of that person, please.
DC.
B is in boy, C is in Carl. All right, BC. This is for Diane, 402. Well, he seems like a mature and sophisticated individual. What do you mean by that, Spirit? They say not too kind at times. If he do some kind of work that requires him to be strong and make decisions in some way, maybe apprehending other individuals or something like that. He seems to have a strong personality, a strong side to his personality. Nothing to do with you, but they're showing me that. Would you understand that, please? Diane?
As far as I know, he's never done that type of work. No.
Okay. Well, he has this way about him, or this. What they're showing me is that he can, if he was a, he, I don't want to label him right now, but they're showing me he could be very strong in his personality and get things done. Okay, I'll leave it like that.
Yes.
Oh, you can see that in him then. Okay, fine. And then if he needed to be in a position where he's apprehending another individual, he would do a very dutiful and good job. He's very, very smart. He's athletic. He's a kind person. He's a good guy. Family values, cares about a lot of people, feels like there's another family that came before you. In other words, he was married once before. He is looking for Yes, he is looking for commitment now. He doesn't want to let you go, or that you're a good one that came by, he feels. And so I see him as a solid person, strong, like not too strong, but a strong character, good upholding citizen kind of guy, and wouldn't hurt anybody. But on the other hand, would take care of business whenever. Like if you need to be protected, he'd protect you, kind of thing. So in terms of the relationship, I do see that he's a good person for that. But I just want to see what his intentions are because I haven't really seen that yet. BC, BC, BC. Well, look, what I'm seeing right now is if he's thinking, what's the next move? Like he likes you. But I want to say that I'm not sure what he wants yet. I don't think he wants and knows what he wants yet. If he wants a firm full commitment as another marriage, or where he wants to go with this right now. Sort of met him at a crossroads, and he's going to have to make a decision, and then you'll know better where you stand with him right now. I mean, not right now, as we move forward. So right now I see him like thinking, where do I want to go with this? I'm going to try to project that to you, Diane, but I don't know if we can rely 100% on the projection. Hold on. Well, if I have to project anything, I think you're going to discover that he's going to be a little bit uncertain about where he wants to go next. There's going to be a period where the both of you are going to sort of like see where it goes kind of time. You'll have a see where it goes kind of time. And then after that, both of you will be making up your mind. So right now in uncertainty, but in the future, I feel like it would be a good relationship for the both of you. I just don't want to say anything because I think both of you have to make up your minds. And that's what that's what I'm seeing. I know that sounds a little bit like I'm hedging my bets, but that's what I'm seeing. He's just not right now. I feel that he likes you a lot. He's a great guy, but at this point, I'm not quite sure what's in his mind about relationship status.
Okay, so there's just a lot of uncertainty on his part.
Absolutely, right now, nothing to do with you, just to do with him. Where he wants to go right now in his relationship life, because it looks to me, from as I peer through his eyes, that he's thinking you would be great marriage material, but is he ready for that?
Oh, okay, but he does need to for that, as opposed to, I didn't think there was anyone else in the picture, but as opposed to him waiting for someone else to do that type of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense, because what I'm seeing is hesitancy. And he's not, he doesn't know yet. He's like, it's almost as if he got cold feet, suddenly. Oh, I got a good one here. I got Diane here, and I really like Diane, but am I ready for this? Am I ready for this to move to a more of a committed situation? But he does like you very much. I don't see anybody else around him. I just see that. I mean, I'm not, maybe there is somebody else around him, but I don't see it. All I see is him thinking this through. And I think it's because he already had a marriage. So, once you have one marriage that you're not in anymore, you think twice about going to the next one. I could take a quick look-see at that. Hold on. No, I feel he just got a little bit of cold feet trying to ascertain where he wants to go in the relationship. Okay? All right. And don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll work it out. I think you'll work it out. But it may take a while, because this man still needs to put a lot of distance between his past. He's not clear There's just a lot in his mind about that. In other words, some of the pain about his I guess it's a divorce, has really still, it sits in him a bit. So, you know, before you're ready to go to another commitment, that kind of thing, the roughness of it, the newness of it needs to go to the past more so that he's more neutral. Right now, it's just like, oh, what do I want to do with this? Diane is great, but I don't know if I want to make a commitment of that type right now. So that's where he's at. Okay? All right, love.
That makes sense because I think it was a pretty bad thing. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, love. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Seema. Oh yeah, I got her name right. Why am I, maybe that's why I'm so tired, because I feel like I'm getting a cold. Actually, I'm going to go to Serena, because she's been waiting. How'd that happen? Serena's been waiting longest. Hey, Serena.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, sweetie. So go ahead, love, and give me your question,
Can
darling.
you hear me?
I can.
You can hear me, right?
I
Okay,
can.
perfect. Is there any echo going on? Because I know sometimes I have to put you on the speaker, so I want to make sure it's fair enough.
There is an echo when I talk.
Okay, let me put you on the speaker. Hold on. Is this better?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be better, love. Just go ahead, honey, and give me your question, love.
Okay, so I've basically been working on my psychic abilities,
Oh.
and I want to, yeah, and I want to know how I can be consciously aware of increasing them.
How you can be consciously aware of increasing them, probably by working with people. In other words, you know, you have to work with people in a development group, or you have to give readings to people so that you can get feedback. In other words, please, you hear me doing it all the time, can you please confirm that for me, yes or no, or however you want to do your confirmation. But that will allow you to know if you're progressing or not. So, for example,
Perfect.
yeah, so we can do an exercise right now. Okay. So let's say I would ask you a question. What could I ask that you would have to feel something for, or get something for? Okay, I'm going to say it like this. Do you think this new venture that I'm thinking of doing will work out for me? And then you have to go now into your little psychic mind, and if I have to follow anything that comes in, what you sense, what you feel, anything you get, I'm going to be quiet. So you go ahead. What do you think this new venture I'm thinking of doing will work out for me? That's my question. Are you there?
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted me to answer now.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I said something. Otherwise, we could just stay on the show forever with nothing happening. Yeah, anything you get, just go ahead, honey. Just you can say I'm picking this up, or I get this word, or anything you get. Go ahead.
So I'm getting a yes.
Okay.
But I'm getting like it's not going to happen overnight.
Okay.
But you're definitely going to have to, you know, put like some effort towards it. And it would help to be like excited about it and to show passion and joy while you're working on it. Because that can help it manifest even faster.
Well, that's a very, very good reading. Okay. Everything you said fit. Everything you said fits. We got a burgeoning psychic medium over here, everybody. So, yeah, you did really good. Yay!
Thank you. And I've actually been doing the readings, and they always make sense, and it always resonates. So I'm so glad I asked, because I'm doing the right thing. It's confirmation.
There you go. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. Good. So go on and develop your gifts, my dear. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate it, love.
All right, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I am going to go to Seema. For some reason, you popped in and out there. Hello, Seema. How are you doing, honey? Seema? Seema! Can you hear me? Seema? This was the same earlier. I tried to get through to her, and she was MIA, missing in action. I'm going to put you back in the queue. Going to Troy, who's wanting a healing, and Susie B, I will get to you after the show ends. Okay, Troy, what's up?
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart.
What's going on?
My eyelids are droopy today. I'll tell you what, I'm like kind of sleepy. Okay, so you're wanting a healing, huh? Yeah, it's good actually.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm going through a healing process right now.
Oh.
I started on the 27th. I'm feeling good about it because it's much needed. I just ended a long cycle of self undoing, and I'm trying to get some more self love and aligning the chakras I need to get aligned. So I would love to hear what you got to say about this.
Oh, wonderful. You know what, first thing I want to say is I was just talking to somebody about a new business venture. It's related to healing and all, and it would be doing a work with chakras and it's funny that you would say that because you give me an opportunity to do some of it here. So let me just take a quick look at your 7 chakras, love. This is for Troy at 203. The first one that pops out is your root chakra is all crazy. Hold on. You still need to do a lot of work on that feeling good enough. Feeling good enough. And you need to do a lot of healing on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some healing on it. You can work with me on this. Okay? And by the way, okay, there could be a lot of other things that other people would see on you, and everything is valid, but this is what I'm seeing today. So let me see if they have anything else on that. The color is correct. It's red. Okay. One of the things they're telling me is that you are learning how to be less impulsive in your life, how to take time to make decisions by going to a higher power. Would you understand that, please, Troy?
100%.
That's the main thing. And so that's still in the process of becoming. It has it's something to do with feeling secure about something in you and your own life, the foundation on which you were born and raised to do. You're a very good person, very good guy. Okay, so we're going to go to the healing. So what we're going to do is I'd like you to imagine that you're sending in red light into your root chakra, red light. And I'm going to give you a prayer, and then we're going to check something. You and I together are going to check something. The prayer is going to be a healing prayer. Troy 203. From this point forward, Troy, you know that you are perfect as you are. You know that you're forgiven.
90 seconds.
You have forgiven yourself for every mistake you've made. You also know that you are gold inside. You are perfect. You are good. You're gold and you are good. And this allows you to move forward. You know that the transgressions, the mistakes were only that, and they are in the past and no longer exist. From this point forward, you're whole and you are wise in your decisions. You no longer hold back.
Seconds.
You no longer hold back on who you are, who you truly are, but you know how to make decisions with patience and with support and belief in yourself. Support and belief that you can have what you want, but it is created over time slowly with deliberation and steps and kindness to self and others. In the future, you know that you will have everything that you want. It just takes time to build it. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to ask yourself your wisdom center something, your higher self. I want you to answer this question. do you feel that you have released and let go of everything to do with this particular issue? Does your wisdom center feel that?
10 seconds.
Yes, it does.
Wonderful. Okay. So what you have just done is you've healed yourself on a higher level using your higher self. Now I'm using a pendulum right now, and I'm just going to do a little quick look at it, at that chakra, and I'm going to see what spirit shows through the pendulum. Is it healed or not? Is it cleared or not? And if it goes clockwise, it would mean it did. So let me just see what it does. Okay, so I'm getting a clockwise rotation of the pendulum, okay, which would mean that it is indeed opened and cleared. So your root chakra is open and cleared, and you've just received a healing that you've given yourself. Okay?
Wow. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure, honey. God bless, and you have a beautiful evening, honey. Whatever you've been doing is working beautifully. Okay?
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, Susie, I'll call you on the phone, honey, afterwards, love. So everybody, thank you so much for calling in. I look forward to working with you this Wednesday, the 5th of July, unless that could be canceled if something else comes up. But Mondays is the every week show, and Wednesdays is the optional show. So Mondays is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. is an optional show. But as of right now, it's going to happen. I look forward to working with you all in the future. Namaste. Bye-bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, God.